Who is wise and understanding among you? By his good conduct, let him show his works in the meekness of wisdom. And already off rip in that first verse, which is verse 13, we get James asking a question. And one of the things that I love about reading the book of James is the questions. Because then reading in context and who he's speaking to, and even just to us as well, it allows us to understand and really think to ourselves, right? To ponder on what James is trying to ask. And then when we think about the question that's being asked, it makes us think, yeah, who is understanding and wise among us, right? Who is the one who's really understanding, who is wise that can show us that example through their works, obviously in the meekness of wisdom, meaning in humility. And that's why I love every single time that James, obviously through the Lord, presents a question, because that question is supposed to make you and me think. It's not a question that James is just throwing out there to just, you know what I mean, dish it out, but it's one that should allow you to reflect back on your life. And when James is saying, who is wise and understanding among you, it should make you look towards the Lord, right? And really ask the Lord, Lord, is your wisdom in me? And am I understanding the same way you were when you were here? Am I understanding the same way when you were here and you were on the cross, dying for the sins of humanity and having your life being taken away from you, although you lay your life down on your own, praying, Father, forgive them? Do I have that same wisdom, Lord? And do I have that same understanding that I can understand, although they're going against me, although they're persecuting me, that I can go back to you, Lord Jesus, and that I can submit and show the same grace that you showed to us, right? So it's a question that allows us to reflect back on our life. And that's not in a selfish way of making it all about you, but it should make you think about your relationship with Christ. Am I seeking Christ? Or am I just seeking the benefits that come with Christ? Because if that's the case, then that's a selfish ambition. You're not seeking Jesus for who Jesus is, but you're seeking Jesus for what you think he can give you. Although if that's your main focus, you're probably not going to get that. Because later in James, if I'm not mistaken, chapter 4, when we get to it, James allows us to understand to not ask for things to spend it on our passions. Because when we spend these things on our passions, we know that this does not glorify Christ, nor does it glorify his kingdom. So by all means, God does not have to give you that. But that's why I love the way that James starts it off with a question, right? And that question is, who is wise and understanding among you, right?